Oh man, last time we learned about the beginning of Mizuki's training as like a kung fu monster. We found out that Iris could completely have killed Renju. I thought we didn't think that was the case at first, but Date built a pretty serious case that Iris might have killed Renju. And then he got attacked by Oda. Oda just outsmarting Date. He should feel ashamed of himself. And Iris had her eye removed and was almost killed by someone in a polar bear costume and was saved by Oda? Or were they in on it? I don't know. I think at this point, Iris and Oda are recovering in the hospital, so we haven't been able to question them yet. Not yet, but hopefully we will be able to this time. We're going to load a game. We're going to start. Yes. So last time, yes, investigating that. That's his father, Oda's father right there, Sojima. He's very secretive. There's Hitomi, Mizuki, training, and there we go. Alright, so we just finished talking with Mizuki. Gonna go to the map. Let's head to Abyss headquarters. See what I don't know what we're gonna talk about right now. Let's see what the boss wants to say.
Before we reach HQ, let's summarize our investigation so far.
This was a very good point to begin. About Mayumi.
Mayumi is suffering from dementia.
Yes, we discovered that last time.
If Mayumi followed Ota and Iris, it is highly likely that she saw the person in the polar bear costume.
But she doesn't remember this happening.
But
she might not remember.
Correct.
She's got the cold brain, as we found out last time. About So.
There is only circumstantial evidence linking Sojima to the new Cyclops serial killings.
I mean, we have not been able to find anything on this guy.
I agree, but there has to be more to it.
Like, he is a big mystery.
Connections to both victims.
Like, we've been investigating So on both these timelines, and we have not really found anything about the guy.
So has a connection to the Kumakuras.
Mm-hmm.
There's a common link there. They have to be involved somehow.
I don't think they have to be, but they could be.
So also might have connections to Iris.
Because So appeared in Iris's Somnium?
Mm-hmm. Making out with the purple person.
Yeah.
And we do know from the other timeline that So was talking to Iris's mom. Iris's mom was at So's place talking with him. I mean, maybe that's information that we don't have in this timeline, but we know about it from another one. About So again.
I am more interested in the hired guns that So uses as bodyguards. I did some research and discovered that Mr. Sojima hires substantial security. If all of his security staff are this heavily armed, Yakuza gangs pale in comparison.
It's one handgun. We saw at the Yakuza office that guy had a minigun.
Is So trying to start trouble?
Unknown, but there is definitely more than he is letting on.
But he has not let anything on so far. About Mizuki.
Mizuki did not have any new information about Okiura Fishery.
Mm-hmm. Her family doesn't own it anymore.
Currently, it seems there is nothing linking that company to Renju.
Still, something's not right.
I mean, nothing's right about any of this, Date. Nothing's been right since the start. Any other information?
There is an important piece of news.
Oh.
What is it?
The Odoroki Man chocolate found at the warehouse.
Yes, we did find the chocolate bar at the warehouse.
Fingerprints were found on it.
Ooh.
Whose?
Mayumi Matsushida's.
So maybe Oda brought it with him.
What?
Mayumi bought the chocolate at the convenience store 812 on Koshu. This was captured on security footage. 812 stores are commonly called 8s. 8 is not far from the Famisto where Ota stole the station wagon.
Right, so kind of a weird thing is that there are two vehicles at the warehouse. One of them is like Oda's van, but another one is a car that Oda stole. So there were two cars that got to the warehouse. Technically, Oda drove both.
Hold on a second. I'm having trouble keeping the facts straight.
Allow me to summarize.
Please.
The chocolate was purchased yesterday at 10:33 p.m.
That's the same time Ota stole that car.
Correct.
What conclusions can we draw from that?
Unknown. All that is known for certain is that Mayumi bought the chocolate at an 8 store last night, and that same chocolate somehow ended up in the warehouse.
Mysterious.
Did she go there and drop it?
It is possible.
Well...
Sorry to interrupt your brainstorming, but there's a call from the boss.
Connect me.
Date, did you hear that Iris's operation is over?
Yeah, I heard about it at the hospital. She made it, right?
Yes, but she's still unconscious. She's currently in the ICU. No visitors allowed.
All right.
Ota, however, seems like he can talk now.
He's out of treatment?
Yeah, he's in a general ward now.
Got it. I'll head over.
Does that mean he's in good enough condition that I can just smack him?
I'll meet you there.
Would I get in trouble if I smacked him? Because I really'd like to.
How are you feeling, Ota?
You know, surprisingly, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm still under anesthesia, so I don't have any pain.
All right, that's good.
Ota, I'm sorry to put this on you right after your surgery, but can you talk to us for a minute?
Yeah, sure.
I just need to bring up the head wound.
Oh, yeah. You hit me over the head with that walk, didn't you?
Oh, that was...
What was it?
I thought I needed to protect Tessa, so...
Mm-hmm.
Isn't there something you want to say to me?
Sorry. I'm sorry.
It's okay. But you're not going to get a second chance.
It's really not okay.
I won't do it again.
I mean, that could have killed Date.
I swear on Ganesha.
You should swear to a god that's a little closer, kid.
Did you hear about Iris?
Her surgery was successful, right?
Yeah, thanks to you. If you weren't there, Iris would have been in real trouble.
I'm Tessa's biggest fan.
No, I know. We've heard it.
Any fan would have done what I did. It's nothing special. It's as normal as garlic and ramen.
I think that depends on preference.
Honestly, I'm a little bit scared of my new power.
Yes, it's very intimidating.
When I locked eyes with that polar bear, I saw him start shaking.
Maybe we should talk about that polar
I
bear.
saw how strong I was and got scared, no doubt.
Ota's body temperature is rising.
He's embellishing his story quite a bit.
I think we can let that go today.
Yeah, you're right.
Who stabbed you?
Were you watching the stream? A big polar bear.
I meant, do you know who the polar bear is, Oda?
I'm talking about who was inside. Did you see them?
No. Whoever it was probably wearing that costume to hide their identity.
I mean, you think there are like easier costumes, like just putting, I don't know, just like wearing black and putting on like a, I don't know, like a luchador mask or something like that. Putting on an entire polar bear fursuit is complicated in comparison. You wouldn't think it's not the most practical choice for the murderer. About that thing on Nile.
That's Sorry. I promised that I wouldn't tell anyone.
Then I'll tell Iris about your fake accounts. You know what happens after that, right? Everything you built up here is gonna come crashing down.
But I can't tell you.
Why not? Calm down and think about it. The criminal who attacked Iris is still out there. Iris might have seen the criminal's face. Whoever did this might come back to kill her.
No.
If you want to protect her, the fastest way is for us to catch this guy. But to do that, I need information.
Okay.
About that thing.
Remember when I told you about my day Saturday? I kind of lied a little.
What did you lie about?
When I got to Sunfish Pocket, I saw a sign that said the place was all rented out. That part is true. But after that, I said I went home, but I didn't. I was hanging out in Akihabara for a few hours.
Is that when you bought your new phone?
Yeah,
Why did you hide that?
because something happened after.
About that thing.
This must have been about 8:50. I was going to cross the intersection in Akiba, and I saw Mr. Okiura's car at the light.
Oh, really?
When I got close, I saw Tessa driving it.
Iris was driving it?
Whoa! You surprised me!
I'm more surprised than you are. Is something wrong?
What do you mean? Hey, Tessa, do you have a license?
Oh, yeah, of course I do. Not have one.
You don't have a license?
Shh! Mr. Okiura asked me to run an errand. I had to borrow his car. Please don't tell anyone.
Okay.
You promise?
Anything for you. After that, the light turned green and she drove off.
Was Iris the only one in the car?
Yeah, it was just her.
That seems like a pretty open and shut case.
That's what I meant by that thing. An idle driving without a license is a huge deal. So I kept quiet.
But Oda doesn't realize just how huge of a deal it is. About that thing.
Saturday at 6:15 p.m., Ota saw Iris and Renju together.
Mm-hmm.
They were leaving the Sunfish Pocket building.
Right. I believe that's the last time anyone saw Renju.
2.5 hours later, Ota witnessed Iris driving Renju's car. What are your thoughts?
This is sounding really bad for Iris.
But consider the current circumstances. Iris had her left eye taken out by a criminal who is possibly the new Cyclops killer. And if Ota had not reached her in time, she would have been killed.
What is going on here?
About that chocolate bar.
Does this jog your memory?
Oh, that.
What? Do you know something about it? You don't have to show me the thermograph. It's written all over his face.
Absolutely.
I guess we're not going to press him on that. What happened after you left Matsushita Diner?
You mean after hitting you with the walk?
Yes, that's basically what I was implying.
I took Tessa in the van and we ran away. I drove for a while, then we decided to take a breather. I parked the car at Famisto on Koshu.
Okay.
I told Tessa I was gonna go in and buy something to drink. I got out of the car, and I went inside. But then, I heard Tessa screaming, "Ota, help!" I ran out of the store as fast as I could, but the car was driving away! I looked around, and I saw there was a car with its engine still on, and...
The station wagon, right?
yeah. Before I even realized what I was doing, I was behind the steering wheel.
Oda springs into action.
I didn't mean to steal it.
It just kind of happened that way.
I just needed to borrow it.
The time was 10:33 p.m. Now we know why Ota stole the station wagon.
Alright, so someone stole his van with Iris in it. Possibly the mother? After stealing the station wagon.
I took the car, then drove out onto Koshu, but I couldn't find the van anywhere. I searched for what felt like hours.
You didn't contact the police?
I thought after I hit you.
Yeah, you probably thought right.
You shouldn't have worried about that.
No, he should have worried about it.
But that's all that I was thinking at the time. I thought that if I called the cops, they'd arrest me.
And they'd have good cause.
I wasn't thinking clearly. I was panicking. And that's why I didn't realize it right away.
Realize what?
My phone. I left my new phone in the car.
Why's that so important?
Because the phone had GPS on it. If I looked it up, I would find the location of the van.
Smart.
So I drove as fast as I could to an internet cafe and looked it up. That's when I found out my new phone was at a warehouse near the water. You know the rest.
I don't know all of the rest. So after you ran into the warehouse...
Did you see me turn off the saw?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but everything after that was off screen. What happened?
I honestly don't remember much. My mind went blank. I remember rushing the bear.
He was taken by the bloodlust of combat.
And I think I was fighting him for a while.
We traded blows for hours.
And we got tangled up.
We grappled. We fell onto the floor, our muscles straining against each other, sweat dripping off our brows.
And then, before I knew it, he got me in the stomach with a knife.
And then he stabbed me. The identity of the polar bear, Oda.
Just to make absolutely certain, you didn't see who was in the suit?
No, I didn't.
How did he grapple with you, like, wearing this fursuit? Didn't that, like, I don't know, inhibit his movement or something? I don't...
Voice? Body type?
Nothing. Sorry.
Anything at all you can remember?
I'm sorry, I told you everything. I can't think of anything else.
Didn't you try to, like, take his mask off?
Are you sure?
Yes.
Date, look.
Oh, come on. After all this, what is he trying to hide?
Date, Ota is acting strange. I advise caution.
What do you mean?
X-ray.
I don't believe it.
He's holding a knife.
I see.
Why does he have that?
In any case, you know what you have to do now.
Yep, give me a frying pan.
I know.
Let me go! Let me go!
What the hell do you think you're doing?
Shut up! Just let me go!
Sleeping gas. Now you've done it. I can't question him like this.
But you can still get information inside his head.
Boss, I'm just going to lay it out there. The Somnium machine has been basically useless in terms of getting information. I mean, I'm all for shoving Oda into the machine. Sure, and just like messing around in there. We're not going to learn anything, and we know that by now.
Dante, as you know, the limit is 6 minutes.
Yeah, 6 minutes.
Do not go over it.
Won't be a problem. But are you sure this is okay? Ota just came out of surgery.
If anything happens, I'll take responsibility.
but...
It's fine. Just get it done.
Good enough for me.
This is all legit.
Can you please take me with you?
I'm sorry.
As long as I have Wi-Fi, I don't need anything else.
I hear that. But you want that wired Ethernet connection more than anything else.
Sorry, we can't have pets.
Cold-hearted old man.
Is this the cold storage warehouse?
It looks like everything has like tone over it.
Seems to be.
Methinks in manga.
Not a manga cafe? Or an otaku shop?
No, but a warehouse is a commonly used location in live-action dramas.
You know a lot.
Predicting this, I did some research on Ota's taste.
That sounds frightening.
I see. By the way, are you smaller?
Either that, or everything else is bigger. Interesting.
Hey, that's...
Just a polar bear.
Iris is about to be...
Stop right there! The heavens call. The earth cries out. The crowds roar. All calling on me to strike back against evil.
This is exactly how it happened.
Hold on, Tessa. I will save you. Yeah! I will protect Tessa.
Is this from the stream we saw earlier?
This is Ota's memory of it. It appears to be a bit exaggerated.
Alright, let's help reproduce the memory.
Somnium scan, activate!
I do like how he blinked even though everything was a still frame.
Curse you, polar bear! I will vanquish you! But if I rush in, I'll slip on the ice and fall! Like this. To show for it. All of it amounts to nothing. What will I do?
I don't know what that was exactly, but the knowledge you gained might be useful.
I did not want to use my local storage space for this.
Alright, so we gotta charge forward, secure the route. So there's the icy floor. We gotta make sure that Ota can get past it because a true hero would never slip on the icy floor. There's the heated insulation door. What do we got here? So we got icy floor, forklift, frozen forklift, ice cutting machine, Iris, door. We're closest to this door. We might as well check it out. See if there's anything here.
The door.
Okay. Ooh, these all take a bit of time, don't they? I mean, you get timies from doing them, but it's a bit much. Let's go to that icy floor.
The ice on the floor is slick.
This we need to get some timies to start doing some of these because they're kind of like a lot on their own. Like if I got one timey, then I could start, like so far they're all given some pretty good timies. Like the one at the bottom, lie down, is a 1 second timing. That's pretty good. I wonder if there is an option, if there's something around here that like takes less time that we could start with, start getting some timies from that. I guess we'll find out. Let's go up here.
Iris is on the platform.
Okay, here we go. Ears?
Tessa's catchphrase.
Yeah, if anything is gonna make her react, it's that.
All right. Ears!
Head said, head, A said!
No, not you!
This will probably not help wake Iris.
Alright, got a timey.
Iris is on the platform.
We could throw ice at her.
This is an ice-cold one.
Just throw it.
Yeah!
No good, huh?
You almost got it in the socket.
Has to be the hero of this story.
Yeah, probably.
He needs a little more motivation.
Alright. Getting some good timies.
Iris is on the platform.
One more. Let's try waking her up.
Iris! Hey! Are you okay? Tessa!
Guess she's not waking up.
Head back to this icy floor.
The ice on the floor is slip.
Okay. Well, clearly, let's use a 1 second and let us punch the ice. No? Click that. There we go.
This is for Date! This is for Date! This is for Date!
What did the ice do to me?
Those who don't fight won't survive!
Oh, there's a breakpoint coming up.
Damn! He's too strong! It sucks, but this is war after all!
This is exactly what war looks like. Look, I watched plenty of pro wrestling in the 80s. I recognize the test of strength.
Tessa! May the glory of victory be yours!
It's over.
I suppose we have no choice but to find the glory of victory.
Shining light. Escort him either to green or to red. There's plates over there. The forklift, ice cutting, Iris. Oil drum, plate, heated insulation door. Not sure what these plates are about. But we can see like there's... So that shelf is obviously green. There is a red shelf over there, but it doesn't look like there's any, like, items on it. Alright, what are these plates all about?
A plate attached to the shelf. The cold has frosted over it.
Well, I mean, let's breathe on it.
But then, something strange happened.
Don't make that face, Oda.
What's happening?
Just like any other face is fine.
Oh, that's bright.
What is this?
It's a symbol of a hero, obviously. Uh-oh, the bear's getting closer. No, just anything other than that. Oda.
We're out of options! Tessa! If this was another, I would have died already.
Another? I don't think I understand the reference.
Next time, you will get get me. It's just destiny.
All right, we're going down the left path. Shown the letter A.
No! I will fight destiny and win!
So he says.
I'm the one who has to help him.
We have to make Hero of Justice Ota fight back and look cool doing it.
That's a real tall order, Date. Okay, counterattack ignited, move the wooden box. Well, I see a wooden box over there. Is that the only wooden box around? No, like that. Let's see. Yeah, wooden box. Alright. Let's go over there, see what it is. Maybe I use the forklift to move the wooden box. Say, I know, it's fine, Pewter. We're doing okay.
A forklift.
Sortie, push, or pray. I can use 30 to get 30. I mean, obviously the power of prayer is what is going to save us here.
Please move!
I guess you're not to Ota's taste.
Not even accepted by Ota. This is the worst.
That is very discouraging. It's the lowest of the low.
A forklift.
Okay. So, what if we sortie?
What? Sortie?
Yeah, just do that.
This is Ota's world, right? Your role in this dream is to assist Ota in his fight against the polar bear.
Lousy Ota. Thanks to him, my image as a cool intellectual has been destroyed. All systems green. Synchronization rate 6%. Now, cargo handling car. Forklift. Sortie!
Hey, forklift! Fork over that weapon now!
Started the forklift.
I can't stand. I'm weak.
I'm really not buying Ota as a hero of justice, I have to tell you.
Did he really help Iris like that?
We have no choice but to have Ota do it. We need him to stand up.
And we need to motivate him. Brave hero, disarm the foe. Okay, what do we got? We got plates, oil drum, frozen forklift, Ota, ice cutting machine, Iris, heated installation door. We cannot interact with polar bear. So how do we disarm? We have a lot of time left, honestly. Let's go to Ota and see what options we have. We have to interact with Ota.
Ota is still down.
We don't know what we'll get from those. Well, I guess since... Actually, yeah, we both don't know what we get from these, and we don't know how much time it takes. Don't know either way. Well, he's the hero of justice, right? So we gotta cheer him on.
Ota will feel the worth of Iris's peace when he grasps it.
There you go.
The ghost inside me whispered. That's right. I can't run away now. I can't sacrifice Tessa. Awaken the soul! There! Why?
All right, so that was his mom's knife. That's why he was hiding it. He didn't want us to know. that the knife was his mom's. My hero. Next day, Monday.
Sorry that I had to get rough with you, kid.
Seriously, dude? Come on.
So sorry, Ota. Date told me to be the bad cop.
I did not.
Temper, temper.
I mean, technically all of us here are pretty bad cops.
Whatever. Anyway, Ota, I have some things I want to ask you. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. Let me get right down to it. Your mother, Mayumi Matsushita, was at the warehouse, wasn't she?
What are you talking about?
Was she there?
Why would she be? That happened at 3 a.m. She was at home asleep.
Then why did we find evidence at the crime scene?
Evidence?
Evidence, Oda.
Sure, it might not prove she was there, but it makes it likely. The evidence is...
Okay, so let's look at what we have. There's Okiura Fishery.
Okiura Fishery is a company owned by Mizuki's grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
However, the management team changed 17 years ago. It currently has no connections to the Okiura family.
Yeah, we don't know who owns it now.
And allegedly, Mizuki's grandfather was raised by dolphins.
I heard about that. Yeah, that guy has an interesting backstory. The streaming equipment.
A video camera and laptop were discovered in the warehouse.
You wouldn't think that Mayumi would be tech savvy. You wouldn't think that she would know about the Twitch.television.
Either could have been left by the criminal, but determining the owner through purchase history will be difficult. No fingerprints were picked up either.
The chocolate bar.
Todoroki Man chocolate. This was discovered in the corner of the warehouse. Mayumi Matsushita's fingerprints were found on the package. Mayumi purchased the chocolate yesterday at 10:33 p.m. The purchase was made at an 812 convenience store. The store was located approximately 100 yards from the Famisto where Ota stole the station wagon.
There were 2 cars.
2 cars were parked in front of the warehouse. One was the van owned by the Matsushita family. Ota's fingerprints were detected on the driver's seat and steering wheel. Iris's fingerprints were detected on the passenger seat. The other car was a station wagon. Yesterday at 10:33 p.m., Ota stole this station wagon. It was parked at the Famisto along Koshu Highway. Ota explained his reasoning for stealing the car. He claims that while he was inside the Famisto, someone took off with the van with Iris still inside. Ota decided to steal the station wagon parked nearby to give pursuit. Ota searched for the van in his stolen vehicle. Our investigation determined that Iris and the van were taken 1 minute before Ota stole the station wagon. This puts the incident occurring at 10:32 p.m.
And the floral pattern kitchen knife.
The polar bear dropped the weapon in Ota's Somnium. It was the floral pattern kitchen knife. On the handle were the words, "Mom, I love you always. Date." From this, we can conclude that the knife...
I know.
Alright, so there are a couple things that could prove that Mayumi was at the scene. The chocolate bar has her fingerprints on it directly, so maybe that's the thing we should bring up.
The Todoroki Man chocolate.
The same one I showed you at the hospital. I found it in the corner of the cold storage warehouse.
So? That doesn't prove anything.
Mayumi's fingerprints were on the package.
What?
You have a bad poker face, Ota. Your reaction tells me Mayumi didn't give this to you and you dropped it on your own.
That information is confirmed. Ota's fingerprints were not found on the package.
Mom isn't the killer!
I didn't say that she was. I'm saying that she was at the scene. And so were you.
Wait a minute. Why do you think Mayumi isn't the killer, Ota?
Iris isn't dead. Mayumi didn't kill anyone. She might have tried.
Because I was face to face with that polar bear when we fought.
Yeah, I saw.
I could tell it wasn't my mom, even through the costume.
I would have recognized my mom's moves. I would never forget that punch.
And no matter what happened, there's no way that my mom would stab me.
You have a pretty stabbable face, Oda. I'm gonna say.
Why are you covering for her?
Covering?
That's why you're lying to me, right?
I'm not.
Are you sure about that? You must have seen direct evidence of Mayumi being at the warehouse, but you're hiding that from us. Or maybe even you're starting to suspect her.
I am not.
Sure.
What are you accusing me of anyway? What do you think I'm hiding?
You know about the knife, Oda. Tell me about the knife.
The kitchen knife with a floral pattern. Mom, I love you always is carved on the handle.
Ota gave me that knife for Mother's Day when he was in elementary school. He knows how much I love flowery designs.
You were stabbed by that very same knife.
How do you know that? The criminal ran away with the knife. No one was supposed to see it.
Oh, so that wasn't the knife he had in the hospital? I guess that was a separate knife.
I knew it.
No, my mom didn't do it.
Then why did you not mention the kitchen knife earlier?
Because I know how it looks. I thought Mom would get accused, and then she would have been brought in here and interrogated. I didn't want to put her through that. And? Mom never liked Tessa.
Yeah, I know. She calls her a witch.
So maybe...
She thinks you spend all your money on her. Where would she get that idea, Oda?
Just maybe. Mom hired someone to kill Tessa.
An assassin.
And she gave them that kitchen knife. I don't know.
A hired gun.
I thought of it that way. Like that would ever happen.
I mean, maybe Mayumi has connections.
I know it sounds crazy, but after I saw that knife, I just lost it.
I mean, you don't know, Oda. I mean, maybe earlier in her life, maybe Mayumi did some dirty deeds. Maybe she has the mind of a killer. She just hasn't had to use it in years.
Please, you have to believe me. Mom isn't a serial killer.
Well, no one's dead, Oda. Iris isn't dead.
Yeah, I agree.
You do?
I do. I don't think it's possible for Mayumi to have kidnapped Iris. Because...
Oh, but what could the reason be? Okay. I don't think it would be Okiura Fishery. The streaming equipment? I mean, I don't see why Mayumi would know about that. The chocolate? That couldn't be it. Oh, so it was Oda's and Iris's fingerprints that were on the cars. So that might be why? Possibly? That alone is not enough. Okay. So that's one of the things. Is it that she wouldn't know what she's doing with the streaming equipment? It could possibly be. It's unrelated. Okay. I mean, her fingerprints were on the chocolate, but not the car? I guess that's it.
The Matsushita's van was stolen from the parking lot of the Famista while Iris was in the car. That was yesterday, 10:32 p.m. 1 minute later at the 812, which was about 100 yards away, Mayumi bought the Odoroki man chocolate. She entered the 812 about a minute earlier. This was all caught on security cameras at the store. That means it's impossible that Mayumi could have taken the van. And that means that Mayumi being the polar bear is also next to impossible.
Phew.
However, I can't completely clear her.
What?
You said it yourself. She could have hired someone to commit the crime.
But that was...
In any case, I need to hear from Mayumi herself. I need to hear her explain the chocolate, the knife. There's a lot to cover. I'm gonna head to Matsushita Diner.
What? Hey, well, wait a minute!
Don't worry. I'm not going there to arrest her. I'm going there to clear her of suspicion.
Really?
Yes.
You won't arrest her?
No promises, Oda.
Your mother wouldn't kill anyone. Right, Ota?
Thank you, Date.
Well, maybe we can find some way to heat her brain up to get the memories working.
Sorry for the late night, Miss Matsushita, but I have some questions I need to ask you. Could you spare some time?
I finally remembered about the warehouse. I did it. I did everything.
But what was it she did? I guess we'll find out. Well, I guess we're not going to see the rest of that conversation. I guess whatever it is we found out from Mayumi, we're going to find out in a talk with the boss, probably. We'll find out about that after a little break. Be back in a few minutes.
I didn't do this last night because I wanted to give you a chance to calm down.
Okay, so we didn't question her last night. We gave her some time to sleep it over. We brought her in, going to give a formal interrogation, and then slap her in the machine.
How are you, now that you've slept on it?
You know, I just realized, in Oda's Somnium, Oda appeared as himself, and not like a purple person. That's the first time that's happened, hasn't it? I wonder if that means anything. Well, let's continue.
What are you talking about?
I'll be honest. I don't think you're the killer. You're giving us a false confession.
No, it's true. I kidnapped that witch. I took her to the warehouse and
I put on a polar bear costume and wrestled with my son and stabbed him in the gut. It's all very believable.
Put her on the table and pulled her eyeball out?
Yeah, it's very difficult to do with, like, polar bear hands.
Yes.
And the polar bear costume?
I bought it through mail order.
And you were the one wearing it?
Yes, that's right.
Date, the criminal has confessed. Arrest her immediately.
Maybe there's more information that we could learn.
You got to the top of Abyss acting like that?
I heard that she used to be an actress.
Oh, really? What was she in?
Sounds about right.
I mean, aren't we all just acting our way through life? Why did you kidnap Iris? Please don't get upset at the voice. I just have to do that when I interrogate someone.
My son is under that witch's spell.
Yeah.
Merchandise, concerts. She's bleeding him dry.
That's right. She's a leech.
I wanted to snap him out of it. I wanted to save him.
I can't really argue with that. Why did you take out her eye?
Because I just hated her so much.
Oh, that Iris.
Killing her wasn't enough.
Were you the one who stabbed Oda?
Well...
You were in the polar bear costume, right? That means you stabbed him.
Yes! I stabbed him. With the knife I brought from home. I wasn't trying to hurt him.
You know, just poke him a little bit with the pointy bit of the knife.
He fought me, and then it just...
Why did you want to stream it online?
Because the world needs to see that witch die.
Just a quick question, Mayumi. Do you know anything about online streaming?
I'm not stupid. I might be old, but...
Could you explain it to me?
Huh?
Step by step. Just tell me what you did.
I can't explain it in words.
It is true that streaming is more of an art form than a science.
It's more like... muscle memory. I was able to get it working after trying a few times, that's all.
I just smacked the computer a few times and it started working. That's how it works. Where did you get the camera and laptop?
I picked them out of the garbage.
Which garbage?
I don't remember.
There's so many garbage cans with streaming equipment in them these days.
It's true. I planned the whole thing.
About the Cyclops killings.
What do you know about the Cyclops killer? We call the criminal we're after the new Cyclops killer.
I know. They killed Shoko Nadami and Renju Okiura.
That's right. Both corpses were found with their left eye pulled out. Same as Iris. This leads us to believe that the crimes were all committed by the same person. So this person in the polar bear costume, they are the new Cyclops killer. And you're telling me that person is you? You killed Shoko and Renju?
Yes, I killed them.
What was your motive?
Isn't Renju Okiura the president of that awful company where the witch works?
That's correct, yes.
He's just as responsible, using her to steal time and money from vulnerable kids.
Yeah, he is preying on the youth, isn't he?
And I'm sure he was debaucherous and degenerate.
I mean, yeah, sure.
That man is the root of all evil.
That might be going a bit too far, but yeah. He liked to do it, you know? He liked to do it a lot.
That's why I killed him.
And why did you kill Shoko?
Renju's ex-wife, right?
Mm-hmm.
I did it to get to him.
But the two divorced 4 years ago.
That doesn't matter. The bonds of matrimony are eternal.
In your opinion, I don't think Renju felt the same way.
You are really starting to aggravate me. I answered your questions, so there.
Why are you lying?
I am not lying.
Yes, you are.
You do know that perjury is a crime, right?
I'm telling you, I'm not lying.
Super lying.
I killed Shoko and Renju, and I tried to cut that demon witch in half.
No, you didn't. When and how did you kill her?
Well, I don't remember.
What do you mean you don't remember? Do you really think that lie is gonna work?
I have a memory disorder. I don't always remember everything. It's not my fault.
But you remember the cold storage warehouse.
There are times I remember and times I don't remember. It changes.
Date, Mayumi is not lying about that in particular. There are circumstances that might cause selective memory. For whatever reason, her memory might not have been stored properly in her mind. This is not uncharacteristic for those suffering from dementia.
Date, there's no point in letting this go on. She's clearly lying.
You seemed convinced earlier.
I was kidding. I don't think she's the killer.
I am the killer. I am.
Right now, we have to rely on hard evidence. The Odoroki Man chocolate that Mayumi bought was found at the warehouse.
If Mayumi was at the scene before Ota,
She may have seen the criminal's face.
You know what I'm going to say, right? Date, sync with her.
Put her in the machine. I'm doing a lot. Doing 2 Somniums tonight. This machine is getting a workout.
Computer, we're going to sync with Mayumi Matsushita. Prepare the machine.
What happened?
The sync machine isn't operating to capacity. Yesterday's sync, well, suffice to say, Ota and Date were not too compatible.
Compatible?
I'll give you the big picture. To get the synchronization working properly, I had to push the machine pretty hard. And now, it's not responding.
How long will it take to fix?
16 hours, at least.
You've got 8.
But that's impossible.
So we can't sink yet, huh?
But we need to, or this investigation is going nowhere.
Date, I suggest we go to Matsushita Diner. We may be able to find some clues.
What, you mean like do some like actual detective work instead of just using this dream machine? That sounds crazy, but all right. Because apparently Pewter overclocked the Somnium machine without using the water cooling. Now it's all messed up.
Pewter, we're counting on you for those repairs. I'll be back in 6 hours.
But you said 8. Please, you have to give me at least 8.
That Pewter, always so humble. He'll have it done in 6.
He's a genius. He can. No one else could do it but Pewter.
Yeah, Pewter is just that kind of guy, you know?
He gets the impossible done.
Hey, this is a hostile work environment.
Everyone loves Pewter.
Why would Mayumi lie?
She is probably protecting someone.
But who?
Surely you know by now. There is only one person Mayumi would want to protect that badly.
Who is Mayumi covering for? Yes, it's obviously Sojima. Well, I mean, I guess there's only one person.
It's Ota.
I mean, it doesn't match what we saw in his dream. Almost like the Somnium machine is useless.
It has to be.
Does Mayumi think Ota is the killer?
Last night, Ota left Matsushita Diner with Iris. Mayumi saw the whole thing.
But Ota was stabbed in the stomach by the culprit.
Or was he?
Does Mayumi not remember that?
No, that isn't quite it. It is possible that she thinks Ota is responsible for everything.
She thinks Ota stabbed himself?
Yes.
Why would he do that?
Before I explain, I would like to hear your thoughts. What do you think about the possibility that Ota is the new Cyclops killer?
Impossible.
Why?
Why can't Ota be the killer? We would all we would all like it for Ota to be the killer. Let's see. Well, there is the matter of the van. If there doesn't that mean there has to have been a second person if the van was stolen?
The van was stolen while Iris was in the passenger seat. We know that whoever did it is the culprit we're looking for.
There is a chance that Iris was not in the passenger seat. She could have been driving.
But her fingerprints were not on the wheel.
How so?
Iris could have taken the wheel herself and driven to the warehouse.
Her fingerprints were only on the passenger seat.
But forensics only found Ota's fingerprints on the wheel.
That can be explained. It is possible that Iris covered her fingertips with her sleeves.
I mean, that would indicate that she was anticipating this investigation. In yesterday's Somnium, Ota and the polar bear.
In yesterday's Somnium, Ota and the polar bear.
That was just a dream. It doesn't necessarily reflect what happened in reality.
Right, that's what I've been saying. This Somnium machine is useless. The eye was taken out.
Iris had her left eye pulled out. Ota would never do that.
Have you considered that she pulled it out herself?
I mean, I know one girl who pulled out her own eye. She had a good reason to, though. I don't know what reason Iris would have had.
What?
Or even asked Ota to do it. Perhaps she ordered him to.
I'm not sure if I buy that part.
In short, Ota and Iris are accomplices. This was all a performance.
I mean, Iris really dedicated herself to the performance if she took her own eye out.
A performance?
Iris drove the Matsushita's van. Ota drove the station wagon. They went to the warehouse separately. Then, they prepared the live stream. Iris anesthetized her left eye and removed it.
I mean, I guess if like when she returned to her stream, she like was wearing an eye patch, that would be a pretty badass look for a streamer. I still don't know if I buy it though.
Either that, or she asked OTA to extract it. After that, Iris took her position on the table, and OTA donned the polar bear costume and started the saw. Consider this. In the stream, OTA and the polar bear were never on screen at the same time.
Yeah, I noticed that, yeah.
True. That means OTA went off camera, took off the costume, and then...
He took it off pretty quick then. There's only a few seconds between the polar bear and OTA.
Stay away from Tessa!
Perhaps Mayumi witnessed the entire event. It is also possible that Mayumi knew what the two were up to.
So she lied to protect OTA.
Yes, but this is only a theory.
A game theory. Why would they do that?
Consider the possibility that Iris killed Shoko and Renju.
Yeah, we were thinking that there's a good chance she killed Renju. So possibly this was a setup to clear her of being the Cyclops killer.
This whole thing was to get her off the suspects list. That's why she pulled out her eye and had Ota stab himself. It makes it look like there's another criminal involved.
I will repeat myself in saying that this is only a theory. It is one of many possibilities.
It's possible, but I don't think it's very likely. They wouldn't go that far just to avoid suspicion.
It is pretty far.
Date, you must consider the mental state of the serial killer.
Must I?
Shoko and Renju were both exposed and displayed.
They were, yes.
And they both had their left eye removed while they were still alive.
I know.
Whoever our killer is, it is clear that they are sociopathic or even psychotic.
We can't rule anything out.
All right, so we're just assuming then that, I mean, it is the case that Iris and Otis setting it up is more likely than Mayumi actually being the killer. Still does bring up a question as to if Iris is the killer, then why would she be doing any of this in the first place?
Ota, why are you...
Why did you arrest Mom? You said you were gonna clear her! Why?
Yeah, we know what the photo is. Condiments on the table. Are you doing okay?
Okay? How could I be okay? I got stabbed by a serial killer.
Easy, kid. You're gonna open up your stitches.
Are you worried about Mayumi?
Of course I am. That's my mom. What son wouldn't be worried about his mom?
What son indeed, Oda? What kind of son would let his mom take the fall? Are you worried about Iris?
So worried that my stomach is in knots.
No, that's just the
The
stitches.
surgery was successful, but they told me she isn't out of the ICU yet.
Why are you here?
When I was in the hospital, the police came to me. They told me that my mom confessed.
She sure did.
I couldn't believe it, so I went to the police station. But because she was under investigation, they wouldn't let me see her.
I can confirm it for you, Oda. She spilled the beans on everything.
After that, I didn't feel like going back to the hospital. That's why I'm here.
It's not like Mayumi is under arrest or anything, Baka.
You asked me why your mom was arrested earlier, but she isn't under arrest.
What?
I spoke with her as part of my investigation, yes, but as a source of valuable information, not as a suspect. Mayumi confessed, but it's highly likely that she's lying. So we haven't issued a warrant for her arrest.
That's what I've been saying! Mom didn't do it, she's innocent!
Is Iris the criminal, Oda?
Word is going around.
You know, people are saying...
Maybe Iris was the one who killed Shoko and Renju.
I mean, that's just what people on the streets are saying, Oda. I don't know. Who knows if it's true?
And you and her planned this warehouse incident to get her off our suspects list.
At least that's just what I heard on the street.
No way! Tessa had her eye.
She could have pulled it out herself. Or asked you to do it.
You're kidding me, right? Do you really think I would do that?
I believe you said you would do anything for her, Oda.
I was fighting for my life against the criminal!
That wasn't caught on camera, though. Neither was the part where you got stabbed.
You're saying that I stabbed myself?
It wouldn't be the first time you faked something, would it, Ota?
Did you stage the warehouse incident?
I'm telling you, I didn't!
Then why is Mayumi protecting you?
Mom is protecting me?
Your mother is stubborn. She's lying to us because she's protecting someone. The only person I can think of would be you.
Why?
Apparently she thinks that you're the criminal.
Why would she think that?
Your guess is as good as mine. Got any ideas?
Maybe because of her condition. Mom has dementia. Maybe her memory is just mixed up.
About Mayumi's dementia.
Everything is my fault. It's because of me that Mom is... I know how it looks now, but back in the day, the diner was doing pretty good.
Before the chemical explosion.
You know Bloom Park is close by here, right?
Mm-hmm.
People who visited the park would stop here a lot. But ever since the explosion 8 years ago...
The explosion?
The chemical plant accident?
Yeah. We're just barely outside of the restricted area, but... because Bloom Park closed, the number of customers dropped by a lot.
No one wants to come by the restaurant that's near the chemical explosion.
The diner didn't last much longer. When this place closed, Dad started working at a Chinese restaurant chain during the day.
So what is the deal with this guy? Why is he drawn like that? Why did they draw him like that?
And he was a security guard and traffic cop at night. Mom worked as a janitor. And we're both working hard and barely got any sleep.
And you?
I was just a high school student at the time. I was such a dumbass. I thought it was totally normal to have both parents working, so I didn't even get a part-time job. And they bought me a PC and idol concert tickets. I had it good, but we were drowning in debt.
Debt?
And there's a loan on the house and the diner. Mom and Dad didn't let this place go. There are too many memories here to give it up. So they slaved day and night to keep it open. They worked and worked and worked. Thanks to them, I was even able to go to a good university, but right after I started, Dad...
Passed away?
Yeah, he had a heart attack. From overwork. But even then, I didn't get it, you know? I didn't appreciate how hard they worked for me. Even when I wasn't taking college seriously and getting bad grades, my mom didn't say a thing. She just smiled and told me that it was okay. Even when I told her I was going to drop out. Mom, I'm thinking of dropping out of college.
What? Why do you want to do that, Ota?
I decided that I'm going to become a writer.
Wow, a writer. Oh, that's a good goal to have. But you really should finish college. You worked so hard to get in.
You don't understand, Mom. A writer has to put all of their time into their creativity.
I can't be held down by these mundane concerns like school.
I won't have time to go to classes.
I'll be too busy writing.
Plus, I'm friends with the editor of a publishing company. I'm definitely going to have my first book published.
Is that right? Well, Ota, if you say so, I won't stop you. Do what makes you happy. You'll turn out just fine. I know you can do it. And no matter what happens, Mom will always be on your side, okay?
Even if you murder someone, Ota, Mom will always be there for you to cover.
Forever and ever. I'll always support you, Ota.
You lied about the editor thing, right?
Yeah, how do you guess? It was really just a few texts back and forth. But I was thrilled. I thought I could make it as a writer because of that. But it's impossible. I know there's no way I can be a writer. I've never even finished writing a novel. Not even once. I always give up after the first 5,000 words. To even apply for the amateurs contest, you have to submit 10 times that. But Mom, she kept supporting me.
When did Mayumi's illness start?
Not long after I quit college, Mom was always smiling at me. But I think she was starting to slip mentally. One day.
Oh, what's wrong, Ota? Do you have the day off from school?
Are you being sarcastic?
Oh, right. You don't attend anymore. Oopsie, I totally forgot.
How can you forget your own son's career choice?
Sorry. Anyway, are you hungry? You haven't eaten anything since this morning, have you?
Are you kidding?
What?
I ate breakfast and lunch already.
Oh, did you? By the way, Ota, what's living at the dorms like?
Why are you making fun of me?
I'm not teasing you, honey.
Don't fuck with me!
Let's listen to the rest of the story.
Mom got sick because I'm such a piece of shit. I was only thinking about myself. I didn't take care of her. I was so stupid, I didn't realize she was sick. I thought she was messing with me. I was so cruel to her for no reason. And she got worse and worse.
About that picture.
What's that picture?
We've seen the picture.
Looking at this photo reminds me. One time, when I was a kid, I said something really bad to Mom and Dad, and they scolded me for it. And it's not like it was an apology or anything, but Dad and I gave her a Mother's Day gift. My mom was so happy that she cried. That's what this photo is from. Why did it turn out like this? I'm such a bad son.
Hey, Aiba.
What is it?
I don't like Ota one bit, but I can't imagine that this guy's the criminal.
Yeah, I don't know. I can imagine it pretty well.
Why is that?
Hearing his story made me think that he's not such a bad guy.
Your presumption is illogical.
Human beings are illogical. We're not like you AI. We can't be logical all the time. But we make up for it in one very important way.
What is that?
Intuition.
Do you find that useful?
At times. Aiba, let's go back to the cold storage warehouse. We might be missing something.
Understood.
Well, I guess that's it for our conversation with Ota. Finding a bit more about his backstory. Disposable chopsticks. Disposable chopsticks. Aren't we all disposable, in a way? Let's hit the map. Let's go back to the cold storage warehouse. You know, one important piece of evidence that we have not found is the polar bear costume. I wonder if it could still be at the warehouse.
Date, weren't you going to check the warehouse?
I like how sometimes on occasion there's just something on the screen that reminds you that this is in the future, such as in this case the police tape, which is like holographic police tape. There's no reason for it to be holographic. It just is, just to remind you it's the future.
I was, but a thought occurred to me.
It's a police officer. He doesn't have any new information. He doesn't either. The station wagon?
Are you sure that Ota took this car?
As I've already explained, the security cameras at the Famisto parking lot saw the entire incident clearly.
So it was definitely Ota who drove it here.
Why are you stating the obvious?
Okay, so we know this for sure.
Iba, who drove the van here?
There are two possibilities. Either Iris, or the criminal who kidnapped Iris.
And Mayumi?
Considering the time that she purchased the chocolate, that would be almost impossible. The van was hijacked from the Famisto parking lot at 10:32 p.m. At that time, Mayumi was in the 812 convenience store more than 100 yards away.
We found the chocolate Mayumi bought on the floor of the cold storage warehouse. But that doesn't prove she was actually at the scene. If she was, how did she get here? She wasn't in the van or the station wagon.
Of course! A different car. I will search for all vehicles that were in this area from Sunday night to Monday morning. Found one hit. A taxi.
Where's that taxi now?
It is parked in Lemniscate's parking lot.
At Lemniscate? Why?
Unknown, but we should speak with the driver immediately.
All right, I guess we're heading out.
Hey, got a minute?
Are you talking to moi?
Moi?
Date, now is not the time to be distracted by this old man's diction.
Mind if I ask you what you're doing here?
Moi? I am but a humble taxicab driver.
There we go.
All right.
The police. I have some questions for you.
What are you doing here?
I have just finished conveying my client from Temeke Sano's studio. I was informed that the visit here would be brief, and thus I have decided to wait in this lobby.
Where are you from?
I was born in Kawago, Saitama.
And why do you talk like that?
I don't know what you mean. I've spoken this way all my life. My parents speak with the same vernacular.
About Mayumi.
Did you drive this passenger on Sunday night?
Oh, I did indeed. I remember her well. The old hag.
Old hag?
That seems unnecessary.
I took her on a tour of the streets of Tokyo. Our ultimate destination was the warehouse district in Ariake.
Why didn't you report this to the police?
Reported?
You don't know about the incident at the cold storage warehouse? It was all over the news.
No, I'm afraid not. Newspapers and television news programs have never been much of an interest to moi.
I believe if anything is worth knowing, it is the only true way to get the news is through oral tradition, you know, storytelling and such. These modern pieces of technology cannot give you the soul of the news. It's a sofa.
Sofa King.
Don't.
let's describe what happened with Mayumi.
I recall it was around 10 in the evening. Near the Kawasaki district, an unassuming restaurant named Matsushita Diner. That's where I picked up the old hag. And as soon as she stepped foot in my conveyance, she was already barking orders at me. Follow that van, hurry! I must admit, I found it rather exciting, just like an old chase film. I, of course, insisted that I be paid up front. We pursued the van for roughly half an hour. Suddenly, the van came to a halt at a convenience store.
The Famisto along Koshu, right?
Precisely right. I am surprised you know that. In any case, I knew that the jig would be up if we were seen following the van. So I decided to drive past it. I parked at the 8 store, but 100 yards from there, while waiting for the object of our pursuit to make its next move. The old hag suddenly spoke up. I have to buy something, she declared, then made her way into the 8.
This must be when Mayumi bought the Odoroki Man chocolate.
A few minutes later, the old hag finished making her purchases and walked out. And then, at that very moment, I witnessed the van jet off at great speed down Koshu. I hurried the old hag inside my vehicle, then resumed the chase. We followed them for roughly half an hour more.
I see. If the driver's story is correct, Mayumi did not know that Ota was left behind at the Famisto.
Mayumi thought Ota was in the van the whole time.
Let's listen to the rest of the story.
We then arrived at a splendid manor. The van entered the premises through the front gate and disappeared from view. We, of course, could not follow, so we waited outside.
A splendid manner, you say.
Estimate another 10 minutes passed. The front gate opened once again, and the van drove out, and we pursued. But 30 minutes later, our pursuit was foiled again.
What happened?
The van drove into the restricted Kawasaki district. The old hag, of course, demanded that I follow, but I was not about to risk my license and livelihood. Instead, I parked on the road and waited for the van to drive back the way it came. But of course, we knew it might not take the same road back. In fact, we were not even sure the van would be coming back at all. But the old hag was not keen on giving up, so we began our stakeout.
Listen to the rest of the story.
About 45 minutes later, the date had changed at this point. It was 12:25 a.m. on Monday.
How do you remember the time so well?
Well, you see, I always keep my radio dial on the same station. I remember precisely which programs were playing during this endeavor. Thus, I can approximate the time.
I see. Please continue.
At 12:25 a.m., the old hag's tenacious gamble paid dividends. The van returned down the same street. And thus, we again made pursuit. I kept considerable distance. We had come so far, I did not want to get caught now. But my caution backfired. I lost sight of the van in the Ariake warehouses. Without so much as a thank you, the old hag popped open the door and took off toward the warehouses. I waited for some time, but the old hag did not return. The goose was cooked at this point, so I made the decision to return home. I am glad I had the foresight to ask for payment in advance.
One more question.
I follow your story. I have one more question. Where is this manor the van stopped at?
Oh, every taxi driver in the city knows that residence. It is the personal home of Congressman Sojima.
Well, of course it is.
Sojima? Why did the van go to So's house?
We need to speak with him immediately.
Agreed. Let's move.
All right, I guess that's it with our taxi driver friend here. Once again, Sojima's name comes up. That we haven't really been able to make any sort of connection with him in any of this, really. He's very good at not giving up any information.
There's no one here.
Indeed.
I don't see So or his bodyguards.
I do not detect them either.
Let's go inside.
Oh, I think it's the first time we've been in his house.
Hey, Iba. Do you smell something funny?
You are aware that I do not possess the sense of smell, correct?
Oh, right.
Do we smell something? I mean, I would expect that Iba should be able... If Iba can access Date's brain, she should be able to access, you know, the olfactory senses. Smell through Date's nose, in other words. Oop. Expensive-looking table.
There's something strange about this vase.
What if we break it?
Ugh.
What is it?
This is definitely where the smell is coming from.
Is there something inside?
It smells like burning fur.
Maybe, but the opening is covered by a metal plate.
The lid is fixed with a bolt. It will not open easily.
How could we possibly find out what's in this?
Yeah.
Then, as is standard procedure...
Let's x-ray it.
What the?
Date, destroy the vase!
Got it.
Music to my ears.
Sojima?
Well, I guess we're not gonna get any information from him after all.
That is the head of Sojima.
It sure is.
Left eye is hollowed out.
It sure is.
This is most likely a crime committed by the new Cyclops killer.
Probably.
Do you have an estimated time of death?
Today, sometime between 11 a.m. and noon.
That's about when I was talking to Ota at Matsushita Diner.
At that time, Mayumi was in police custody and Iris was in the ICU of Central Hospital. They have not moved.
That means Ota, Mayumi, and Iris couldn't possibly have committed the crime. Assuming that this is the work of a single killer, those three can be eliminated from the list of suspects.
Ota, Mayumi, and Iris are not the new Cyclops killer.
Right.
I mean, we're ignoring the possibility that this might have been a suicide.
Why is there no one in the mansion? No bodyguards, no housekeepers.
I do not know.
Does So have family?
Sojima's wife died in labor 30 years ago, giving birth to their son. Their son is currently living abroad.
So lived here alone?
Do you find that suspicious?
No, just...
So was a son, so?
Date, a call from Pewter.
Connect me.
Date, the sync machine is up and running.
Wait, hold on. Pewter, did you kill Sojima?
You can sync with Mayumi now.
Oh, thanks, Pewter.
This is not really on my mind right now.
There are more pressing matters now.
Did something happen?
But yeah,
Yeah, I found Sojima's body.
parts of it.
With the left eye hollowed out.
What?
I'm at the Sojima household. Send the investigation team over.
Why so?
I can answer your questions when I get back to Abyss.
No, we can't actually answer any questions. We have no answers for him.
What is your plan? Wait until crime scene investigation arrives?
No, there's something I need to do.
We never wait until crime scene investigation arrives.
If that taxi driver was telling the truth, Mayumi was at the warehouse yesterday. And we know the chocolate we found at the scene was hers. Maybe she saw something. Maybe she knows something we don't. Some kind of clue or information about the culprit.
The only thing we can possibly do is go in her head.
Yeah, we're gonna sync with Mayumi.
A lot of people dying in this route. Back to police headquarters we go.
Date, a large-scale investigation of Sojima has already begun. At this very moment, the media is already swarming outside the building.
Really? Doesn't matter. The sync is what's important. If we sink into Mayumi's brain, that might help us find the real culprit.
I understand. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Then, let's begin.
Where am I?
Well, as far as where we are, I think we'll find out after we take a second break for tonight. And when we come back in a few minutes, we're going to continue on in the third Somnium session for the night. So we'll be back in a few minutes. Where are we? We're going to find out.
Where is this?
And Mayumi appears as herself instead of a purple person.
Oh, silly me. This is my house. Huh? What happened to me?
This is Matsushita Diner, though it looks odd. Likely an effect of the dementia.
Then we need to help remind her.
Do you think such a thing can be done?
This diner means everything to Mayumi. If we do what we did last time and reproduce the actions from Mayumi's memories, we could help her remember everything.
Is this what you call your intuition?
Told you it was useful.
Well, if we must. Somnium scan, activate!
Five locks. Alright, we have to find the lost memories, reproduce the past actions to invoke the lost memories. The objective is why. Alright, you have to discover why. We have sliding door, we have calendar, we have swinging door, we have wall clock. Well, let's just start looking at things, I guess.
The sliding door at the entrance. Who could that be?
Welcome back. We're closed. Leave us alone. Good deal of time using any of these. Let's try something else. There's the wall clock.
A wall clock.
The time is... Sure, let's give that a try.
The hands have stopped.
Okay, we got a good timey from that. What about the calendar?
A calendar.
Today's date is...
The calendar reads 2 months ago.
Okay, another good timey. There's the swinging door.
A swinging door that leads to the kitchen.
Oda, come over here. Let's use a timey and do that.
Ota, come over here. Ota? Ota, a girly magazine came in the mail. Is this for Ota or for Dad?
Well, this is awkward, but there's no reaction.
I tried my best.
I mean, obviously this is not the real world, as Oda would have come running.
Let's investigate something else.
So let's try the sliding door, now that we've got some
A
timies.
sliding door at the entrance. Who could...
Well, let's say welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, Ota. You're late today.
Home.
Are you not hungry? Today's dinner is omelet rice. Your favorite. Dad isn't back yet, but you can start eating.
Again? I'm okay. I ate already.
But,
I'm fine.
Ota, wait! Ota?
Part of the diner has manifested.
Maybe this is one of the memories she forgot. It must be important to her, though.
It looks like a sad memory.
Doesn't matter if it's sad. It's still important.
Agent
hap-
Date, you've got 5 minutes.
Minute down. We haven't gotten to Mental Lock 1 yet. Let's see, there's a beer poster, there's menu, there's phone. Let's take a look at phone.
It's the phone. Maybe try picking it up?
Roger.
There's wrong number, there's ... There's to Gorder? Or my husband? Let us try my husband.
My husband?
Yes, Matsushita Diner. Yes. Well, yes. Yes. What? My husband! Why? How could this happen?
Well, we broke Mental Lock 1. Heard about Mr. Matsushita's death.
The diner has changed again. However,
These memories aren't all happy, but they are all significant.
if this continues, will it not have a negative effect on Mayumi?
Maybe. But we have to see this through. We have to.
Understood.
The next objective is congrats. So we have cake, calendar, nothing for swinging door, I guess. Autograph, bucket, menu, beer poster, wall clock. Well, cake is new. You might congratulate someone with a cake.
A delicious cake.
I wonder who it's for.
Well, I mean, we should probably tell Oda congratulations. Let's push your face in it. Tempted to do that one. But the timey is not great for that. The timey's just not great for that. I'm gonna say it's probably congratulations, Oda, considering our objective.
Congratulations, Ota.
I'm home.
Ota!
Ah!
Congratulations on getting into the university, son! Congratulations!
Hooray! Congrats!
And that's Mental Lock 2. Cheered for Oda.
Hooray! Hooray!
That's an enormous party hat.
was quite the spoiled child, wasn't he?
And how?
He definitely had a lot of growing up to do.
It still does.
But that's what makes him so important to Mayumi.
I see.
For Oda's dream. Well, Oda's dream was to become an author. What do we got now? We got envelope, calendar, it's got autograph, bucket. Envelope is new, I think. Where is that?
It's an envelope. Some kind of mail? This is a bank statement. The Matsushita family's loan.
Let's do our best. Let's burn it and throw it away. Let's forget about it. Let's take a break. Well, we already know what they did. They decided that they were going to do their best.
Let's do our best.
We have to keep supporting Ota.
Okay. We'll work harder for Ota's dream.
They were determined to do their best.
We reproduced another painful memory.
No, not quite.
Are you certain? Mayumi was under a heavy burden of debt and stress running the diner.
That's true. But sometimes hardship is worth it.
Is that so?
No, So is Dad.
Agent Date, you've got 4 minutes.
Yeah, we're actually not doing too badly, Pewter. Mental Lock 4 is sorry. Okay, there's the Odoroki Man sticker is new. Calendar, autograph, bucket, menu, beer poster. Let's see what this sticker is about.
It's a sticker from a chocolate candy.
Welcome home! Did you get it for me?
It?
This is Ota when he was small?
Wow, he's still wearing that same belt now, isn't he? An A-set figure? I mean, A-set wasn't around when he was a kid. Omelet rice, chocolate, don't be selfish. Well, we have this chocolate cookie thing. That's the wrapper, right? So let's put this down to 8 seconds and ask about chocolate.
Do you mean chocolate?
Yeah, Odoroki Man, remember?
Oh, that! Yes! Of course I bought it! Look, the Momonoke Man chocolate that you like! Here you go!
That's not it!
Oh, honey, I thought you liked the Momonoke Man chocolate.
No, I told you! It's Odoroki Man!
Oh, Mom getting the wrong brand.
Oh.
She just doesn't understand.
Sorry, your mom can be such a dummy sometimes.
Well, we gave the chocolate to Oda.
You're not just a dummy, you're a super dummy idiot!
I see Oda was always like this.
Oh, well, you're right, sweetie. I'm sorry. I'm a big dummy. I'll buy you a real Momonoke Man soon.
Stupid! It's not Momonoke Man, it's Odoroki Man! I hate this! I hate you, Mom!
What? Wait, Ota! Where did you go? Please, come out from hiding, Ota! Ota, I'm sorry. Mommy won't make any mistakes anymore, Ota. Ota! Come back! Ota! Ota? Takaro? Don't leave me! Don't leave me alone! I'm sorry, Ota. Ota! Takaro! I can't do this on my own. Don't leave me!
So that's what happened.
Date, look at what you've done. If Mayumi wakes up after all this trauma...
I know it's risky, but we're here for a reason.
What are you planning?
We have to keep going. Just a little more to awaken her past.
But...
If she loves her family this much, there has to be something. There has to be a precious memory hidden deep within.
Is that your intuition?
It is.
All right, we have to find the precious memory that she will never forget. Only one thing, the wall clock.
A wall clock.
We could turn back time, or we could advance time. 100 seconds each, but of course we do have these timies. It seems that what Mayumi would like would be to turn it back, like into happier days. So maybe we should turn this down to 10 seconds and go into the past.
Welcome home! Did you get it for me?
We've gone back in time. Time is a precious resource, Date. Don't waste it.
Stop nagging me. I'll figure it out.
Oh, that was the wrong thing. So do we have to do this again to get back to where we were? And we did get a negative timey for doing that.
Sticker from a chocolate candy.
Welcome home!
Well, yeah, I guess that is what we need to do, and I have to use this negative timey to do it.
Do you mean chocolate?
Yeah, Odoroki!
Yep, Odoroki, man.
Oh, that! Look, the moment...
Remember this memory over and over and over.
No, it's
Never forget it.
Sorry, you're not just a dumb... Oh, well, here, I'll buy you a... It's...
All the good memories fade away, but the painful ones we remember.
What? Ota, Mommy... Ota!
And so here we are again.
Ota, don't leave me. Takaro. Don't.
Well, that's a lot of time gone. A lot of time gone. Well, maybe, even though...
Less than 1 minute.
I see it. Maybe even though she wants to go back to the past, maybe the only thing that she really can do is to just look into the future.
Ota, sweetie. Mom!
We know we can be a hassle sometimes, so... Ota.
Yeah. Thank you, Mom. You know, I love you forever and ever. Me too, Ota. I love you both so much. I'll love you both no matter what. Oh, forever and ever. Oh, I'll never forget this. Oh.
Yeah! We are a family. We can do anything.
Yes. Yeah.
Looks like it's okay to go back now.
Yes, I agree. By the way, Date. I admit, it is useful every now and then.
What is?
Your intuition.
I'm not sure what we learned from that. Next day, Tuesday.
Ota, I'm so sorry for worrying you.
What do you mean?
Your mother retracted her confession.
I'm so glad.
Yes, yes.
But Mom, why did you think I did it?
About that.
Polar bear plucking out Iris's left eye? I was so terribly frightened. I panicked and ran. I'm sure that's when I dropped the chocolate.
So just to be clear, the polar bear did pluck out the eye with like the polar bear gloves on. It seems like that would be hard.
And I ran away from the warehouse as fast as I could. I just kept running and running. But while I was running, I had a thought. Maybe that polar bear was Ota. Because at the time, I thought Ota was the one driving the van. If Ota brought Iris to the warehouse, then Ota must have been the one in the suit. That's what I was thinking anyway.
So that's why.
I'm so sorry that Mom doubted you, Ota.
No, I understand. It's my fault for making you worry.
Ota.
I mean, yes, that is true. It is Ota's fault.
But there's one thing I don't get. why did you buy that chocolate when you were following me?
Oh, because...
You liked Todoroki Man chocolate when you were young, right, Ota?
Yeah. I was like the number 1 or 2 collector of the stickers in my elementary school class. I stuck some of my duplicates all around the diner, too.
You and Mayumi have strong memories of that chocolate, right?
Yeah. But I guess they're not all sweet memories. They're like chocolate, you know? Bittersweet. Makes my heart hurt a little.
That's not it! Oh, honey. I thought you liked the Momonoke Man chocolate. No! I told you! It's Todoroki Man!
Precious memories.
Oh. Sorry, your mom can be such a dummy sometimes. You're not just a dummy, you're a super dummy idiot! Oh, well, you're right, sweetie. I'm sorry. I'm a big dummy. I'll buy you a real Momonoke Man soon. Stupid! It's not Momonoke Man, it's Todoroki Man!
After I yelled at her, Mom immediately went to buy me another chocolate. My dad came back from buying some ingredients at the same time and they ran into each other. My dad really let me have it.
How dare you speak to your mother like that?
Because Mom is stupid.
You're stupid to call your mother stupid. Your mother bought you that to make you happy. You need to think about how she feels. I didn't raise you like that.
But...
When she comes back, you apologize. Do you understand?
My dad told me to apologize as soon as Mom came back. But the guilt... I hurt my mother, you know? That guilt in my heart, it didn't go away. Even after I apologized to her. After that, things got awkward with Mom. But a few days later, my dad came up with an idea.
Hey, Ota, how about this? You know Mother's Day is coming up. Why don't we get a gift for your mom,
A gift?
That was the first time I had ever heard my dad say something like that.
You know how Mom always takes care of us. We should think of a way to pay her back.
I mean, now that we're seeing him talk on screen, we can see that he doesn't just have one big tooth, but that's his only tooth.
I'm sure my dad was trying to clear the air between all of us. So, on Mother's Day, I used my New Year's money I saved up to buy my mom that flower knife. And my dad saved up a little money to buy the floral apron. And when Mom got her gifts, she started bawling. Like full-on crying.
Oh, you boys. I don't deserve all this. Thank you, thank you. You do deserve it, Mom. I'm proud that you're my mom. Right, Dad?
Oh, yes. Mom is the best mom in the world.
Thank you. Thank you. Say cheese!
Sorry. I lost track of time. What were we talking about again?
The Todoroki Man chocolate. Why she bought the chocolate in the middle of tailing you.
Tailing?
Mom.
It could be due to her memory disorder. It is possible that her thought process was once again short-circuited.
Ota, I'm just going out on a limb here.
Huh?
Earlier I looked inside Mayumi's head.
Inside her head?
Yeah, don't ask any questions about that.
She was thinking of nothing but you. Her head was full of memories of you. Mayumi just wanted you to come back, Ota. So she bought that chocolate. The chocolate you loved as a kid. She thought she could get you back home with it. That's why I believe, in Mayumi's head, you're still young, Ota.
Huh?
I don't know. I could be wrong.
No, you're right, Date. That's why my mom bought the chocolate. She wanted her little kid back.
It's a bed. Let's talk to Mayumi.
I'm sorry. Who are you again?
I'm Date. I'm Ota's friend.
Yeah, we'll say that, I guess.
Ota's friend. Is that right? I hope you two get along.
Oh, Mom.
So what happens now?
I was always so selfish.
Was?
I made my mom go through such hard times. So from now on, I'm going to support her the way she supported me.
You gonna get a job, Ota?
I'll do anything. I'll deliver newspapers or be a janitor or anything. I'll work as hard as I can to make sure my mom can rest easy.
What about your dream of being an author?
Well, of course I'm not gonna give up on that. But I'll set my sights a little smaller.
Like maybe, complete a fanfic. Like a single fanfic, Ota.
I'll start by writing a short story.
Let me read it when you're done.
Of course.
One last thing.
Oh, I forgot to tell you something important.
Something important?
I heard the nurses talking before I came in here. Iris is awake.
Really?
Yeah, she's due to be transferred from the ICU to the general ward.
Thank God.
You saved her life, you know. Maybe, just maybe.
Huh? Maybe what?
Nothing. See you, kid.
Is Iris your girlfriend?
Yeah, I'll introduce you next time. She's a great girl.
Oh my, I'm looking forward to it. Is she going to be your financier? Oh, maybe I should clean up a bit first.
Financer? Oh, fiancé.
Oh, yes, that's it.
Jeez, Mom.
Date, there are still many loose ends in this investigation.
Yeah, you're right. Looks like another all-nighter.
Oh, but we hit an ending. I guess that's the Ota ending. We learned about Ota's past, about Mayumi's past, and they had a nice touching moment at the end in which Ota lied about Iris being his girlfriend. Well, I guess then, clearly the mystery's not solved, and clearly we haven't talked to Iris. So I guess to get to that point, we would have had to have taken the other path in Ota's Somnium, I guess. Like there was a breakpoint in that Somnium. And I guess if we took the other path, maybe we would have continued on with this investigation and maybe not have learned about Ota's backstory, perhaps. That might be the case. Well, a lot happened during this path. It's like I've said before, this has been action-packed. in comparison to Iris's route. We did so many Somniums tonight. Though, in the end, we really haven't learned all that much. But I guess at the end, at this ending, we're basically saying that we are confirming that the polar bear was a different person. Like, I guess that's what we're saying. We're assuming that Oda was not the polar bear, and that it was indeed the case that Oda saved Iris from the polar bear. Is what it seems to be what we're confirming here. But then, of course, that brings up who was the polar bear. We did find out that the van was driven to Sojima's estate, and then we found that is dead now. And then the van drove from the Sojima estate to the chemical plant district, and then eventually ended up at the warehouse. So I guess we would assume that Sojima is not the polar bear. We would guess, since he was murdered in his own home. There's also the possibility that no one kidnapped Iris and that Iris drove off herself and went to the Sojima estate. But if that's the case, it seems like there has to be a separate person who is the polar bear. And it is true, we don't know what Mizuki has been doing all this time. Does Mizuki have any alibis for any of these murders? Hard to say. There's also Iris's mother. She did not appear tonight. We have not seen too much of her on this route. But we don't know what she's been doing. As I mentioned to the chat during a break earlier, the plot lock that we found on another route was Iris's mom. She was about to tell us the one thing that could possibly be done to help Iris's condition with her brain tumor. But we were not able to find out what that was because we were interrupted by a phone call before she was able to tell us. Could she be doing something, maybe? Maybe somehow these murders have something to do with trying to help Iris? I don't see how it could, but... Oh, police headquarters? Well, we got credits, but now we're here.
Has there been any progress in the Sojima investigation?
Well, it looks like we're just continuing to talk.
None. Zero clue.
Zero clue. It was zero all along.
Not exactly. We have 2 clues.
2?
2 points of information. But they may not connect directly to the murders.
I mean, what does? Like, how does any of the information we've been learning connect to these murders?
What are the 2 clues?
Point 1. This may be easier to see than explain. I sent a video to the boss's PC. Could you check there, please?
But did you just send the boss the video of Date being outsmarted by Oda? You just want her to see it because it's funny?
What's this?
It's from Sunday night.
Yes. After Date was beaten by Ota.
Yeah, there you go. Let's remind her of that. There you go, yeah, we're showing her the video. Remember this? Remember this, Date? You were outsmarted by Oda? And he knocked you out?
You witch!
Good times.
There, stop it. I noticed this earlier as well. Do you see the walk on the floor beside Iris and Mayumi?
The one that was used to knock out Date? The one that was slammed up against the side of his head?
Yeah, what about it?
Look closely.
You can see Date's blood all over it.
The bottom part is curved. Do you notice anything in the reflection?
Iris and Mayumi.
Yes. I have prepared an enlarged and processed version of the image.
Enhance!
Boss, the next video.
You witch!
There's the knife.
You stay away from my boy!
What's wrong? Did something happen?
No, everything's fine.
Okay, let's go.
Ota.
Hey, what's this?
Iris has the kitchen knife?
The video continues, but this should be enough. Iris took the knife and left the diner with Ota.
But if Ota's testimony is true, the polar bear had the kitchen knife.
Maybe it was taken off of Iris when she was kidnapped.
At the Femisto parking lot?
Periods.
Whatever, we can think about it later. You said you had 2 clues.
Yeah, what's the other one?
I have learned new information. More thorough autopsy results of Renju's body have revealed something. An object in his intestines.
An object?
A clump of organic matter.
Ew.
Because it was partially digested, it took significant time to analyze.
Ah, it was food, I see.
Well, what was it?
Shoko Nadami's eyeball.
Okay, okay, ew, and let's just still say ew. Ota root. And... Wait, will we know that information on another route? Because, like, that could be useful information, but we just learned it now at the end of this. Will we just know this when we go to a branching route? It's unclear so far if it's possible for information to be shared among timelines. Hasn't happened so far, but you'd think it will at some point, considering whose game this is. We are here. Let's see. Okay, this is the shape that we're doing so far. I guess that the flowchart is going it's going wide instead of tall. Like in the Zero Escape games, the flowcharts were tall. This is like getting wide. So, the first path we took was over here, down here, and then upwise to here to get to Iris's ending. Now, we've gone down here, down here, down here, and over here to Ota's ending. Now, here is... Yeah, this was Ota's Somnium, in which he saved Iris. So there was an alternate path here, which is going to leave down here. And over here is... this was Iris's... This was another Somnium we did with Iris, in which we were in just a warehouse. And there's another path that leads up here. Okay, so... Oh, and down here, of course, is the plot lock, where we found Iris's dead body, and then it just stopped. So I think probably what we're going to do next time, well, what I did last time when we reached an ending is it was here, and then I went back up to the last breakpoint, and then went up here. So probably what we're going to do is we're going to go up to this breakpoint. So this was Ota's Somnium, and we are going to head on to this path and see what goes down here. We're going to see what happens when we go down here. And then when we finish that, we'll go back up to this. So far, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 paths that we see on this flowchart. And the thing I'm curious about, of course, is at some point we're going to learn some information that's going to get us past this plot lock over here. So I'm kind of curious to see what that is and how the game explains how we get past that. Just curious about when we get to the point where information somehow gets shared between timelines. We should probably look at some... Yeah, I went back here. Let's see if we can look at some files. Let's see, where do I want to go? We're on flowchart right now. Can I not get to the file screen from here? Doesn't seem like it's giving me the option to get to the files. Maybe I just actually need to be in the game to look at files. All right. Well, I guess we'll do that next time then. As far as tonight, we've gone pretty long, and it was worthwhile to go long. I'm glad we did, since we reached an ending, our second ending so far. We did 3 Somniums, learned some backstory about Oda, became very sympathetic to his mom, not so sympathetic to Oda, but sympathetic towards his mom. And we found out that Iris took the knife. So, what's Iris up to? The eyeball was in Renju's intestine. So what's that about? Could Renju have killed Shoko Nadame and then Iris killed Renju? Maybe it's not the same killer every time. Maybe the killer changes. But what reason would there be for that? I don't know. Also, what do the eyeballs have to do with anything? Like I've said before, in a previous timeline, we found out that to use the prototype Somnium machine, you have to remove someone's eye. So that would indicate that the reason that the victims have their eye removed is so they can be used with that machine. But what reason would there be for that? There's Sojima's death. His eye was removed, but then he was also chopped up into pieces, so I don't think we could assume he was taken to the prototype machine. Probably not. You wouldn't think that there would be time for that to happen. So's death is curious. Doesn't seem like that has to do with anything. Well, once again, we have learned a good deal of information and a good deal of clues, but it doesn't seem to actually be able to be tied together. It's hard to say what is happening with any of this, though it increasingly does look like that Iris killed Renju. Don't know about anyone else. Don't know about Shoko. Don't know about So, but Iris might be the killer of Renju. When in the right path, since Renju was never killed, on the right-hand path, that means that Iris would not have been a murderer if Renju never died. Could that be the case? If she only killed Renju, then on the right-hand side, she is not a killer. I wonder if that might turn out to be the case. On one side, Iris is a murderer, and on the other side, she is not. Could that happen? Maybe. She didn't seem like a murderer when we were doing the right-hand side path. So much information, and it's hard to say how any of it links together. But like I said, next time when we come back, we're going to be going up to Oda's Somnium. We're going to be going for the other choice, which had to do with making Oda go to a red shelf instead of green. It was something like that. And then we're going to see how this path goes down here. We're going to see what happens there. I'll see you next time for more AI, the Somnium Files.